Hey guys, Amir Khan here, and I'm here with Kim Kyu-Sang, and today we're going to do a breakdown of Dustin KO against Conor. First of all, we're just going to talk about the fight stance here. So Kim is going to imitate Conor, and I'm going to imitate Dustin Poirier. So usually Conor comes out in a side low stance, and he's always light on his foot, bouncing left and right, like what you see Kim is doing. But this time he took a different approach. This time his guard was high up, so he was really tight on his guard, heavy on the front foot. We can tell from his game plan, he wanted to take Dustin out early. He wanted to put the pressure right on. So Conor implemented the pressure right on. Dustin was a bit hesitant starting out. He was on his back foot. He was moving away. He was being very wary, being technical. Like he said in his interviews, he didn't want to go out and brawl and be emotional like the last fight. So he utilized his jab. He'd be technical. Whenever Conor throws his left hand, he will circle out away from his power side. And before Dustin actually took Conor down, but before he took Conor down, we can see Dustin threw a calf kick. He threw a calf kick when Conor plants his foot before he threw a punch. So Dustin recognized that and he threw the calf kicks. And we can tell, like, it is part of his game plan. He threw the kicks, and one, he felt he's enraged in Conor. Conor had that power hand. He threw the overhand and he went in for the takedown. Alright, so Dustin took Conor down, and it's really good strategy from Dustin. I think he kind of caught Conor off guard. He wasn't really, we can tell he wasn't really prepared for it. But Conor did really well. He butt scoot all the way to the cage. And right here, Dustin was just trying to maintain good head pressure, trying to pin Conor against the cage. But Conor did a good job. He butt scoot all the way up. And eventually, they were battling for position over here, but Conor managed to turn Dustin over with an underhook. And right now they are in like 50-50 position. From here, they kind of exchange shoulder strikes. So Conor gave a good shoulder bump to Dustin. Dustin gave a good shoulder bump, but they were just kind of hanging here and not really doing much activity. Alright, so in this position, Conor initiated an elbow, which caused he threw an elbow to Dustin, but he didn't really catch Dustin clean, but he managed to break off and go to the center. And same thing, Conor was pressuring, Dustin was on his back foot, moving around. Conor threw a couple of strikes, but Dustin defends it really well. We can tell he really worked on his guard. He kept his guard really tight, because every time he throws his left hook, Dustin will always block it with his elbow. So he moves around. He always see Conor, he's really heavy on his front foot. Dustin throw a calf kick, and every time he throw a calf kick, we can kind of see Conor is kind of affected by his movement. His footwork gets slightly slower as each calf kick go. So that's what he did for the first round. So Dustin was just moving away, using the jab, and when he see the time is right, he threw a calf kick. But Conor was doing a good pressure. He wasn't showing much signs of any weakness. So Conor was pressuring Dustin out in the open. Dustin was throwing a lot of jabs. He was throwing a lot of jabs and check hook. Every time Conor will come in, he'll catch him with a check hook. And every time Conor will come in heavy on his front foot, Dustin will throw a calf kick. And the reason the calf kick, we aim in the upper calf, and this is to kind of numb his leg, so he kind of restrict his movement and restrict his mobility. And also, it's good to use this against a boxer who is heavy on the front foot. So if you want to, because they need their legs in order to throw power shots. So if you take away their legs, they have less power on their hands. Also, if their weights are heavy on the front foot, it's very hard for them to turn their shin and block the calf kick. The calf kick will always beat the timing before they block. Alright, so this exchange continued until the end of the round. Dustin was on his back foot, Conor was pressuring early. Dustin was throwing calf kicks. I think he threw about 3 or 4 times in the first round, but no one really did any significant damage, and that's how the round ended. Alright, so at the end of the first round, my take on it was pretty close and even. Conor was putting the pressure, he was dictating the pace, but he really didn't do any significant damage. And also Dustin, he was catching Conor in some jabs, some hooks and calf kick, but not enough damage to score the round. And he didn't do anything with the takedown either. So I would say with Conor aggression plus some Dustin's wins over Conor. It could be any one round. Alright, so in the second round, we can see Conor sticks to the same game plan. He's coming in hard, he's pressuring hard. Dustin's keeping a high guard, being wary of Conor shots. And every time when Conor closes the distance, Dustin will feel threatened and he will circle away from his power hand. And the reason for this, again, southpaw, the power hand will usually come from the left side. So that's the reason Dustin always circle away from the power hand, so it's harder for Conor to land a clean shot on him. And so for this round, the same thing. Dustin knew the calf kick were vulnerable, so he kept throwing calf kick. Every time Conor will come in, he just throw the calf kicks. Sometimes Conor will catch the calf kicks, so he throw the calf kick, Conor catch, but Dustin maintained his balance, and Conor will not really do anything significant after he catch. So somewhere in the middle of the second round, Dustin's back was almost against the cage, and Conor was implementing good pressure, and Conor threw a strike, and Dustin caught him with a good calf kick, which caused him to be off balance, and Dustin circled out, and now Conor's back is against the cage. Alright, so with Dustin being so experienced, he can sense that Conor is in deep pain. So right now, Dustin was throwing a barrage of shots, and Conor was trying to evade the shot. And usually, when the fighters are getting attacked by a high volume strike, they will actually try to circle out either way. But because Conor's leg was compromised, he didn't have the ability to move. So right now, Dustin is throwing a barrage of shots, and he connects him with a couple clean shots, and finally one nice shot, and Conor fall down, and right now he's just going 1, 2, 1, 2 until the referee breaks. It's a TKO win for Dustin Poirier. Alright guys, so a quick recap. So Dustin really implemented a really good game plan against Conor. He and his team, we can tell their game plan was to take out the legs. They threw a lot of calf kicks early in the round. They mix up the takedowns really well to get Conor guessing. So whether the kick is coming or the takedown, so Conor have to be worried about more things. Alright, so Conor's strength has always been his footwork and his distance control. But with the distance control, his key element is his feet. So he needs his feet to be mobile, he needs his feet to be strong, he needs to move in and out while maintaining pressure. So that's what Dustin and his team had done a really great job of doing a good homework on him and take away his legs. Because when he take away his leg, Conor lose his mobility, he lose his movement, he lose his footwork, and that's where Dustin could take Conor out. And also, Dustin was really technical on his feet. He didn't brawl like he usually used to. So he kept it technical, he used his jab, he used his check hook, and he timed everything really well. And what's very impressive is when Dustin hurt him with a calf kick, because of Dustin's experience, he could almost sense, I mean, even though the knockout was not so technical, he could sense when Conor is hurt, and that's when Dustin capitalized on it and he unleashed his inner animal, throw his wild strikes, and managed to catch Conor, and that's how he got the TKO win.